Black America built an empire within an empire, and they erased it from history. Welcome back to Black History in Photos, where we bring you the real, unsanitized photos America doesn't want you to see. Please subscribe to us and leave a like. This tells the algorithm we are building a great movement. They taught you that Black people were poor, struggling, and dependent on white charity. But these 15 photographs tell a different story. A story of Black wealth, Black institutions, and Black excellence that thrived despite oppression. From the late 1800s through the mid-1900s, Black Americans built a parallel society with our own businesses, our own professionals, and our own culture. This is the Black America they don't want you to know existed. Number 15. Black Wall Street in its glory. This photograph from 1920, preserved in the Tulsa Historical Society archives, shows the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma at its peak. Known as Black Wall Street, this 35-block area had over 600 Black-owned businesses, including banks, hotels, theaters, and professional offices. Look at this photograph. These aren't shacks or poverty. These are brick buildings, paved streets, and thriving businesses. Black doctors, lawyers, and entrepreneurs created one of the most prosperous communities in America. Black families owned their homes, sent their children to college, and built generational wealth. Black Wall Street had its own economy. Money circulated within the community multiple times before leaving. Black businesses employed Black workers who spent money at other Black businesses. This economic self-sufficiency created wealth that rivaled white communities. But white Tulsa couldn't tolerate Black success. 1 year after this photograph was taken, white mobs destroyed the entire district, killing hundreds and burning everything to the ground. They erased Black Wall Street from maps and from history, pretending it never existed. Number 14. Harlem Renaissance Elegance. This photograph from 1925, archived in the Schomburg Center, shows well-dressed Black families on Lenox Avenue in Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance. Look at their clothes, their confidence, their style. This was Black excellence on full display. The Harlem Renaissance wasn't just about art and literature. It was about Black people creating a cultural and economic center that rivaled anything white America had. Harlem had Black-owned nightclubs, theaters, restaurants, and shops. Black professionals lived in beautiful brownstones. Black artists, writers, and musicians created work that influenced American culture. This photograph shows Black people who weren't asking for white approval or white acceptance. They were creating their own culture, their own standards, their own world. They were proving that Black people could build sophisticated, cultured communities without white involvement. But white history books reduced the Harlem Renaissance to a few famous artists, ignoring the economic and social infrastructure that Black people built. They don't want you to know that Harlem was a Black empire in the heart of New York City. Number 13. Black-owned hotels. This photograph from 1935, held in the Library of Congress, shows the exterior of the Dunbar Hotel in Los Angeles, one of the most luxurious Black-owned hotels in America. During segregation, Black travelers couldn't stay at white hotels, so Black entrepreneurs built their own. The Dunbar Hotel wasn't a cheap motel. It was a first-class establishment with elegant rooms, a fine dining restaurant, and a ballroom. Black celebrities stayed there when they performed in Los Angeles. Black professionals held conventions there. Black families celebrated special occasions there. Black hotels like the Dunbar employed Black workers in professional positions, desk clerks, managers, chefs, and concierges. They provided employment opportunities and kept money circulating in Black communities. They were symbols of Black economic power and Black hospitality. When integration came and Black people gained access to white hotels, Black hotels lost their customer base and closed. The Dunbar stopped being a hotel in 1974. Black workers lost jobs. Black entrepreneurs lost businesses. Black communities lost gathering places. Number 12. Black-owned banks. This photograph from 1945, preserved in the Federal Reserve Archives, shows the interior of Citizens Trust Bank in Atlanta, one of the largest Black-owned banks in America. Black banks provided financial services to Black customers who were discriminated against by white banks. Citizens Trust Bank, founded in 1921, financed Black businesses, provided mortgages for Black homeowners, and offered savings accounts for Black families. The bank was staffed entirely by Black professionals, tellers, loan officers, and executives who understood Black customers' needs. Black banks accumulated significant capital that they invested in black communities. They financed the construction of black schools, churches, and businesses. They provided loans that white banks refused. They were essential to black economic development. This photograph shows professional black bankers in suits, working in a modern facility with the latest equipment. It contradicts every stereotype about black people and money, which is why images like this were rarely published in mainstream media. Number 11. Black-owned department stores. This photograph from 1950, archived in Ebony magazine, shows the interior of a black-owned department store in Chicago. Black entrepreneurs didn't just own small shops. They owned major retail establishments that competed with white stores. This department store had multiple floors, carried quality merchandise, and employed dozens of black workers. Black families could shop in an environment where they were treated with respect, where black salespeople understood their needs, where their money was valued. Black department stores were more than just businesses. They were community institutions. They sponsored community events, provided credit to families going through hard times, and supported black schools and churches. They were invested in black communities in ways that white stores never were. But when integration came and black people gained access to white department stores, black stores couldn't compete with the capital and resources of white retailers. They closed, and black communities lost economic anchors. Number 10. Black professionals. This photograph from 1948, held in the Library of Congress, shows black doctors, lawyers, and other professionals at a conference. During segregation, black professionals created their own organizations because they were excluded from white professional associations. The National Medical Association for Black Doctors, the National Bar Association for Black Lawyers, the National Dental Association for Black Dentists. These organizations provided professional development, networking, and mutual support. They connected black professionals across the country and created a sense of solidarity. This photograph shows black professionals in suits, carrying briefcases, attending conferences just like their white counterparts. They were educated, accomplished, and successful. They served black communities that white professionals refused to serve. But white history books act like black professionals barely existed before integration, erasing the sophisticated professional networks that black people built during segregation. Number 9. Black-owned theaters. This photograph from 1942, preserved in the Library of Congress, shows the exterior of a black-owned movie theater in the South. Black theaters showed Hollywood films and race films, movies made by and for black audiences. Black theaters were community gathering places. Families dressed up to go to the movies. Teenagers went on dates. Communities came together for entertainment. Black theaters employed black projectionists, ticket takers, and concession workers. Race films, movies with all black casts telling black stories, thrived because black theaters showed them. These films provided representation and told stories that Hollywood ignored. They created opportunities for black actors, directors, and filmmakers. When integration came and black people gained access to white theaters, black theaters closed and race films disappeared. Black communities lost control over their cultural representation. Number 8. Black-owned newspapers. This photograph from 1955, archived in the Chicago Defender collection, shows the newsroom of the Chicago Defender, one of the most influential black newspapers in America. Black newspapers were essential sources of information for black communities. The Chicago Defender, Pittsburgh Courier, Amsterdam News, and other black newspapers reported on civil rights struggles, celebrated black achievements, and provided counter-narratives to racist coverage in white media. They had national circulation and influenced public opinion in black communities. This photograph shows black journalists, editors, and photographers working in a professional newsroom with modern equipment. They were trained professionals producing quality journalism that centered black perspectives. Black newspapers employed hundreds of black media professionals and trained generations of black journalists. But white history books act like mainstream white media was the only media that mattered. Number 7. Black-owned beauty salons. This photograph from 1958, held in the Smithsonian Archives, shows a black beauty salon in Harlem. Black beauty culture was a major economic and social force, with beauty salons serving as community gathering places. Black women spent significant money on hair care and beauty services, supporting an entire industry of black-owned businesses. Beauty salons were places where black women could relax, socialize, and feel pampered in a society that constantly demeaned black beauty. This photograph shows a modern salon with professional equipment and trained beauticians. Black women are sitting under hairdryers, reading magazines, being served by black professionals who understood black hair and black beauty standards. Black beauty culture created economic opportunities and challenged white beauty standards. But white history books don't acknowledge the economic power of black women consumers or the industries they supported. Number 6. Black-owned restaurants. This photograph from 1952, preserved in Ebony Magazine archives, shows a black-owned restaurant in Atlanta serving soul food to black customers. Black restaurants were more than just places to eat. They were cultural institutions. Soul food restaurants served traditional black cuisine: fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, and sweet potato pie. They were places where black families celebrated special occasions, where black professionals conducted business, where black communities gathered. This photograph shows a well-appointed restaurant with tablecloths, professional waitstaff, and black customers dressed in their finest clothes. It was a dignified establishment that provided quality service and kept money circulating in the black community. Black restaurants employed black cooks, waiters, and managers. They were training grounds for black culinary professionals and sources of community pride. Number 5. Black colleges and universities. This photograph from 1947, archived in the Moorland Spingarn Research Center, shows students at Howard University, one of the premier historically black colleges and universities. HBCUs educated black students who were excluded from white universities. Howard University, Spelman College, Morehouse College, Tuskegee Institute, and dozens of other HBCUs trained the doctors, lawyers, teachers, and leaders who transformed Black America. They were places where black students could learn without facing the racism of white institutions. This photograph shows black students in a modern science laboratory conducting experiments with professional equipment. They were receiving quality education that prepared them for professional careers. HBCUs were more than schools. They were community institutions that provided cultural enrichment, social connections, and leadership development. They created networks of black professionals who supported each other throughout their careers. Number 4. Black-owned insurance companies. This photograph from 1956, held in the North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company archives, shows the headquarters of one of the largest black-owned businesses in America. Black insurance companies accumulated significant wealth serving black customers. North Carolina Mutual, Atlanta Life, and other black insurance companies employed thousands of black workers and invested millions in black communities. They provided life insurance, burial insurance, and other financial products that gave black families security. This photograph shows a modern office building with professional black employees working at desks. It was a sophisticated financial institution that proved black people could build and manage complex businesses. Black insurance companies were pillars of black economic life, but white history books ignore black business history, perpetuating myths about black economic incompetence. Number 3. Black social clubs. This photograph from 1959, preserved in the Library of Congress, shows members of a black social club at a formal event. Black social clubs brought together black middle-class families for cultural enrichment and mutual support. Jack and Jill of America, the Links, and other black social organizations provided networking, leadership training, and community service. They connected black families across the country and created support systems for black children. This photograph shows black families in formal attire at an elegant event. The men wear tuxedos, the women wear evening gowns, and everyone carries themselves with dignity and grace. This was black high society, proving that black people had culture, sophistication, and class. But white history books act like the black middle class barely existed, erasing the social institutions that black families built. Number 2. Black-owned funeral homes. This photograph from 1953, archived in Ebony Magazine, shows a black-owned funeral home in Mississippi. Black funeral homes provided dignified burial services to black families who were denied service by white funeral homes. Black funeral homes were essential community institutions. They cared for the dead with respect and dignity. They supported grieving families. They were often the only businesses in black communities that had capital and resources. This photograph shows a modern facility with professional equipment and trained morticians. Black funeral directors were respected professionals who served their communities with compassion. Black funeral homes also played important roles in the civil rights movement, providing meeting spaces and financial support for organizing efforts. They were more than businesses. They were community anchors. Number 1. Black family prosperity. This final photograph from 1957, held in Ebony Magazine archives, shows a prosperous black family in their home. The father is a professional, the mother is well-dressed, the children are well-groomed, and the home is beautifully furnished. This photograph represents the black middle class that white America pretended didn't exist. These were families with professional incomes, college educations, and aspirations for their children. They owned their homes, drove nice cars, and lived comfortable lives. But white media rarely showed images like this. They preferred to show black poverty, black struggle, black dependence on white charity. They didn't want white America to know that black people were building wealth and success despite systemic obstacles. This photograph proves that black people have always been capable of achievement, prosperity, and excellence. The only thing holding us back was white supremacy's systematic efforts to destroy black success and deny black opportunities. Now let me tell you why these photographs matter so much and why white America worked so hard to hide them. Every image I showed you today contradicts the narrative that white supremacy built about black people. They want you to think black people were poor, dependent, and incapable. But these photographs prove we built thriving communities, successful businesses, and sophisticated institutions. Black Wall Street, Harlem, black-owned banks, black professionals, black social clubs. All of this existed and thrived despite segregation and oppression. We didn't need white people to build these things. We did it ourselves with our own resources, our own talent, our own determination. But white supremacy couldn't tolerate black success. They destroyed Black Wall Street with violence. They undermined black businesses through discrimination. They erased black achievements from history books. And when integration came, they structured it so that black people would abandon our institutions and integrate into white institutions that never truly valued us. These photographs are evidence of what we built and what we lost. They prove that black people have always been capable of excellence, that we've always created beauty and prosperity despite obstacles. They show that the only thing that ever held us back was white supremacy's systematic efforts to destroy what we built. We are the descendants of people who built empires within an empire, who created wealth from nothing, who maintained dignity despite degradation. That entrepreneurial spirit, that determination, that excellence, it's in our DNA. These photographs prove it, and nobody can take that truth away from us.